When I was looking for summer work as a teenager, I tried my hand at a few things and quickly realized that that wasn't going to be my bag. Getting up at 6:30, getting on a bicycle with a lunch pail. So after a couple of summers of doing these type of crazy jobs, digging holes in the road and putting little widgets in boxes in a factory, I soon realized I could get paid sitting down. It wasn't a bad gig because the first one was when I was 15 working in a church, and I was, gosh, I only play for a couple of minutes, then I have this big long break while everybody sits and prays. And you knew that they weren't going to go out of business either. Then after evading the other type of work, when I went to university, I thought, well, I'll just keep going on at the summer program, and I don't have to work too much there either. But I found out that you could, there was a place in town here that hired musicians, and so I went in one day and said, this would have been in the month of May, the first week of May, right after the spring semester started at the university. I walked in, I said, oh, I hear that you have piano players here. And I think I was the ripe old age of 19. And the gentleman said, yeah, we do, but we don't have anybody downstairs right now. I said, well, I'd like to audition. He says, well, show me your stuff. And so I played a couple of tunes. I was pretty nervous. And he said, oh, that sounds great. He says, you can start at 7. I thought I had 2 months to build up some repertoire. I made up an excuse for that evening and said, well, I can't be in for another 2 nights. I'm this, that, and the other. So it was baptism by fire. But that was actually in Guelph, a place called the Courtyard. But I was very fortunate at that point because they had a little tavern downstairs, and upstairs they had a restaurant. And there was a real kind, seasoned musician upstairs who kind of took me under his wing, and he would say, oh, do you know this song? Do you know that song? And all of these songs I had no idea, what the heck are you talking about? And he battled them out, and I was just mesmerized by this left hand he had. And some of the tunes he would say, Kitten on the Keys. And I thought, wow, those are funny titles. Well, as it turns out, I did find out who the composer of some of these crazy songs were. And the next tune I'm going to dedicate to this gentleman. He sadly left us just about a week ago, Mr. Johnny Tosher. And this tune is called Dizzy Fingers, and it's by a fellow called Zez Confrey. Strange name, but he wrote some amazing music, and it brings us back to an era when things weren't all so serious, and the piano has a wonderful way of just picking up your spirit. Now, this song can be played at lightning speed, but there's always a trade-off. The faster you play, the shorter your concert's going to be. And you don't get to hear some of the intonation and the nuance. So once again, I'm gonna play it at a more polite speed, and we'll see how it evolves. It's called Dizzy Fingers.